Good evening, it's NNX from the Northwestern News Network. I'm Alex Joan.
And I'm Monica Sani. Let's dive right into today's top stories. We have some breaking news this evening as federal government takes another step into its investigation of alleged anti-Semitism at Northwestern. The House Committee on Education and Workforce sent a letter earlier today on Northwestern President Michael Schill's alleging that the university has not done enough to combat anti-Semitism on campus since Schill testified on Capitol Hill last May. The letter reads in part, quote, "Despite Northwestern's claim to the contrary, the committee has not seen your commitments to discipline, enforcement, and security come to satisfactory fruition. It remains unclear whether any students or faculty have been meaningfully disciplined in response to the repeated incidents of anti-Semitism at Northwestern, including the harassment and violence against Jewish students at Northwestern's 2024 encampment." In a statement to NNN, a Northwestern spokesperson responded by reiterating the steps the university has taken to combat anti-Semitism behavior on campus, saying, in part, quote, "These steps have had an impact. There has been a significant decrease in reports of discrimination or harassment based on anti-Semitism or shared Jewish ancestry in the current academic year. We'll have more on the continued battle between the federal government and the university as it develops."
Last night, at a special city council ceremony, 3 new council members were sworn in. The 6 returning council members, who along with Mayor Daniel Biss and City Clerk Stephanie Mendoza won re-election earlier this month, were also formally sworn in for their new terms. The 82nd City Council will face challenges like the budget deficit and Ryan Field rebuild, but the new council members all hope to better support the community and reduce economic burdens for business owners and homeowners alike.
That we're able to help lessen that burden on individual property owners.
City Council will start its work towards goals at its first meeting on May 12th.
Today is one of the last days of Sexual Assault Action Week. One NU club supports survivors of domestic abuse in the Evanston area. Northwestern Sexual Assault Through Greek Engagement, known as SAGE, collected hygiene and food products to donate to Wings, a domestic violence support organization in Evanston. After leaving their abusers, many lack access to essential resources like food and shelter products. Products collected will go to survivors of domestic violence and their families living in Wings residential housing. The event informs students on the importance of healthy relationships and providing support to survivors. SAGE is encouraging students to wear denim tomorrow as a part of National Awareness Day, highlighting that survivors are not to blame for the abuse that they have experienced.
Giving someone a kind word could save their life. That being a safe person for someone in a violent relationship could help get them out.
For students who want to get involved, Wings has volunteer and internship opportunities listed on wingsprogram.com/volunteer.
Students going from class to class on Thursday might have heard a chorus of bagpipes and Bible verses when passing by the arch. NNN's Allison Miller spoke to the demonstrations to find out what they hope to gain by visiting NU.
Members of the Tradition, Family, and Property Student Action Group, also known as TFP, protested against the LGBTQ+ community at Northwestern on Thursday as a part of a trip across college campuses in the Midwest. They believe
it's a biological impossibility for a girl to become a boy or a boy to become a girl. It's a lie that's being pushed on these individuals that are suffering, and we need to tell them the truth.
Their goal is to fight what they call harmful gender ideology by speaking directly to students.
To promote moral values on campus, more commonly maybe viewpoints that you're not hearing in the classrooms anymore.
To promote those views, the volunteer group launches petitions, organizes demonstrations, and produces reaction videos like this one filmed on Northwestern's campus last year.
Hey, get out of my face.
They've given us the middle finger, they've cursed at us, they've yelled at us.
TFP received mixed responses on Thursday, including some anger and frustration from the Northwestern community.
Hateful, transphobic rhetoric, being repackaged in the name of like God and protecting children.
Supporters of the LGBTQ+ community fought back, some making their own signs and taking over the arch with a very different message.
We need to really rally around a sense of community, belonging, and not tolerate bigotry and fascism.
They say they hope to show LGBTQ+ students that they are not alone.
You have a lot of people in the area here who love you and support you. Stay strong.
At the Arch, Allison Miller, Northwestern News Network.
Thanks, Allison.
As the Trump administration freezes billions of dollars in NIH funding, programs at Northwestern's Institute for Sexual and Gender Minority Health and Well-being are feeling the impact. RADAR, a program researching and providing health care for sexually transmitted infections in young men, is one of many being terminated. The data collected since 2014 looks at patterns between STIs, substance use, and romantic relationships. Now, researchers and participants are left without a center to work or receive health care out of. The Institute is losing $8.9 million as a result of the cuts. Federal actions aim to target DEI efforts, yet founder Brian Mustensky says that programs like RADAR should not be labeled as DEI. Since RADAR is a primary provider of HIV testing in the Chicago area, the Institute is appealing the grant termination.
It's frustrating that so much power has been taken away from us in this way, and it's really sad.
The Institute is appealing the grant termination on the grounds that there are no DEI initiatives involved in the program.
Student headliners for Dillo Day were voted on by undergraduates this past Thursday at Mayfest's annual Battle of the Artists. Student talent stood out among the 6 finalists invited to perform at the student show. Starting at 7 p.m., students voted on their favorite musicians. The winners are both in the first year at Northwestern. DJ Pearl released a song earlier this school year and has continued to perform at student events and in the city since. Girl group Inertia found their unique sound after jam session and have been working on covers and originals together. These two acts will join announced headliners Raven Lene, Big X, The Plug, and Show Pop for the upcoming festival.
I didn't really expect that it would come as far as like performing at gigs and like house shows and like Dillo, Battle of the Bands, but I'm so excited that like it has gotten this far.
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing these performances alongside the headliners.
Students across Northern Illinois traveled to the Middle Ages this weekend at the 12th Annual German Immersion Day. Students not only improved their fluency, but also bonded with fellow German speakers through various collaborative games like matching words to pictures. Besides feeding their hunger for knowledge, students also fed their appetites with plenty of words. For the event, organizer Professor Ingrid Zeller, the level of engagement determines the true success of the event, she said.
I think the highlight is really that the students are here, the wonderful students, and they're engaged and they're excited.
Keep up with the German Undergraduate Advisory Board for more events in the German department.
It's a watery trend that's popping up on an increasing number of Instagram stories and school campuses, and certainly here at Northwestern. We have Philip Lam into the studio with more on how the latest Ice Bucket Challenge is impacting NU students.
Thanks, Alex. What started at the University of South Carolina has since exploded across social media platforms this past month. You've probably heard it. You might have done it yourself. It's the USC Speak Your Mind Challenge. Now, participants record themselves getting drenched by a bucket of water, post it on social media, and nominate others to join. The campaign aims to raise awareness about mental health and normalize conversations around mental illness. Now, some students I've talked to say it's the participatory element of the challenge that's bringing the engagement needed to spotlight mental health challenges and, more importantly, resources, as opposed to, say, more conventional methods of advertisement like posting flyers around campus. But others tell me the challenge doesn't go far enough to convince students to donate to Active Minds, that being the nonprofit partnering with the organizers of the challenge. Those critics say that dumping a bucket of water over your head doesn't do much to create meaningful change. But Active Minds has raised over $380,000 out of its $500,000 goal, this as we approach 1 month since the start of the campaign. Back to you, Alex.
Thank you, Philip, for taking us behind this watery endeavor. For more information, check out Active Minds' website and the Instagram of US Mind Club, where you can find the donation links. Annika, have you done an Ice Bucket Challenge yet?
Yeah, I was nominated by a friend, and I think mental health is so important. I'll nominate you next.
Looking forward to it. That's all the time we have for tonight.
Stay tuned for the Northwestern News Report at 7. I'm Annika Sani.
And I'm Alex Jones. Have a good night.